So then we've got a question from trainer Constance, who's going through contest prep, and she says, contest prep versus lifestyle nutrition approach. How do you eliminate the restrictive approach in contest prep?
Yeah, so good question by Constance. How do you remove the restrictive process? Because a lot of people restrict their food straight away, right? And they feel like they're restricting everything. Well, you eliminate that thought process. Funny, just answering your question now, Constance, and you signed in, so you can actually attest to this, is how do you remove the restrictive approach in contest prep? Well, you don't restrict anything. Through the power of education, you inform people how to eat. Don't eat like a dickhead, okay? Eat 4 meals a day or 5 meals a day. You develop a blueprint that you stick to, and you're cool. Like for the first 2 weeks, it's like, cool, eat whatever you want, but let's stick to these times. This is why when it comes to contest prep, I don't like doing 12 weeks. I like to do like 28 weeks. So even if someone does eat some foods that I don't agree with, we still have time to overcome the negative effect of that food, if there is any. Now, you don't restrict them, you just inform them of foods that are more optimal. Like in my opinion, I don't use gluten. Why? Because it messes with my body. A lot of wheat-based products are sprayed with a low herbicide, like the word is antibiotic. It's a low-grade antibiotic, which slowly over time messes up with the digestive function. So therefore, you ruin your digestion. You can't poop properly. You don't get rid of toxins. You get digestive upset. You can't eat certain foods. So I just remove gluten, and I find a lot of people that remove it feel more cognitively aware of what they're doing. So yeah, I inform them that removing gluten helps. You get them to come off it for 2 weeks, and you see, some people can consume gluten, some can't. After 2 weeks, you'll have some data and it'll say, I feel better off gluten, or I don't feel it. Cool. From there, you let them make the choice. Okay, you felt like Constance, you felt cognitive, like you felt clearer when you didn't eat gluten. Will you go back to eating it? Yes? Okay, that's on you. We can still work with that. We can still create probably a good physique, but we might notice a little more bloat through the midsection. Or you say, no, I don't want to go back on gluten. I feel better when I don't. Great, I haven't restricted you. I've allowed you to make that decision. This is where a lot of coaches are like, you have to eat chicken and broccoli every meal. Well, now you're just forcing your opinion on someone. In my opinion, feel gluten works. Cool, I could force it and say no gluten, or I could go, look, let's go off it for 2 weeks, see how you feel. Oh, I feel better. Great, you're an adult, make a choice. Okay, I won't do it. Great, now let's remove dairy. So the common foods to look at are the white devils. Dairy, table salt, sugar, flour. Some people say there's a 5th white devil and they say it's me, but I'm working on having a tan, so we'll see how we go after that. But those are the 4 main ones, and those are the 4, they're like inflammatory. Now, table salt versus pink salt, Himalayan salts, grey salts, rainbow salts, very different. Table salt's sodium chloride, that's like a toxin or a poison, so that's not great to put in your body. But these 4 things are inflammatory or bad, like not great for you. Yeah, they are bad. Look, you shouldn't have them, but understand that from flour, white flour, you've got wholemeal, then you've got multigrain, sourdough. So there are better choices. There's less gluten as we go along, and then there's gluten-free flour, so using rice and almond meal. So there's better choices because these ones are more fibrous. These ones have a little more fiber in them, so that will help with digestion, where white flour is mostly flour and sugar and salt. So it doesn't really help digestion. Then you've got dairy, you've got cow's milk, which is, then you've got almond milks, but then you've got organic, unhomogenized, unpasteurized, so untreated milk. So it's creamier, thicker. And then you could remove it entirely, but if it doesn't agree with you, remove it. But if you're okay to have it, you can just get a better quality and a better grade of dairy. Same thing with chocolate. dairy milk chocolate is not chocolate, it's just milk and sugar blended together with cacao. But then you can go darker and darker, and then you get the richer, like 85% and above is really where the chocolate, like that's chocolate and that's what you want. It's also got more like magnesium, which helps relax you, and it satisfies that bitter taste. Then you've got like, if you think like, you've got OJ, orange juice, then you've got orange juice that's made on the day, and then you've got your own oranges that you buy and you eat the oranges. Like there's a tier system of what has more benefit. Like if you eat the orange, it's got like more of that fiber in it. Plus, if you look at orange juice mixed with sugar, like 12 oranges were blended to make that. Who eats 12 oranges? Who? Nobody. But they think, oh, I'll have this cup of orange juice and I'll get as much vitamin C as 12 oranges, but you're not getting the piths or the grind, or you're not, ripping the skin off and eating all of that. You don't. No one eats 12 oranges. You eat one, max 2. So like, it's excessive here. That's why you should be having it as like the orange itself, because there's so many nutrients in the orange there. So that's where a lot of people are missing it. Because they go, oh yeah, if it fits your macros, bring it all the way back, Carl. If it fits your macros, yeah, I'll just have orange juice, it's fine. No, have the oranges. There's more nutrients in it. So with that restrictive process, it's just building and informing people of those different types of foods. So it's like, instead of having orange juice, you could have black rice mixed with coconut milk and like orange juice squirted in, or you could cut the oranges up and layer it in there, or you could mix it in with your salad. Like, and they're like, oh, so I still get to have orange like as well as with my salad. Yeah, 100%. And you're getting people to explore the palatability of their taste buds. So then they can feel like they're not missing out on oranges, because really they want orange juice. But if you give them orange itself, well, orange, like a cup of orange juice is 80 grams of sugar, where I think like an orange juice is like 12, like orange. So well, that will reduce their carb intake. So then they can eat more like rices, potatoes. And if they want to eat potato chips, well, maybe teach them how to make it on their own. Because if you go to the shops, they use olive oil, and when you burn olive oil, it becomes an omega-6, which is inflammatory, so it increases inflammation and stress on the body. Or if you make it yourself and you pan fry it on coconut oil or butter, delicious, or you air fry it in the oven, well, it's completely different. It's going to have less fat on it, and it's mostly it's air fried, so there's less omega-6s on it. Well, there's no olive oil list, there's no omega-6. Plus cooked potato and butter, like seriously, this is the dream. Why wouldn't you do that? You're giving yourself up. So yeah, don't restrict, educate, inform people, let them make the choices. Understand that when you do contest prep, yeah, look, you're gonna have to reduce your calories anyway. And if you don't think that's possible, yeah, come on. Like, if it fits your macro approach, like these guys do, say like steak, they'll do potato chips and peanut butter. Great. You can do that probably 2 meals, and then they do a shake to make up the rest of their protein. So they do potato chips, say 80 grams of carbs, it's 160, with 50 grams of fat, and then like 200 grams of protein. But if you were to do 4 protein-rich meals with 300 grams of vegetables, and you did 3 serves of rice, that's 150 grams of carbs, you're eating about the same, but it's more volume. You'll feel more satisfied with that than you would with the if it fits your macro approach. So wholesome clean eating, wholesome, it's in the title, it's more wholesome. You feel fuller, therefore you won't feel as hungry or as restricted, or if you take it if it fits your macro approach. Fits your macro approach, you only feel restricted because you're exploring your taste buds, and it's because that taste and palatability makes you want to consume more. But if you take that steady approach and informing people of cleaner foods, you'll get a lot of that straight away. Like cos lettuce, like iceberg lettuce versus like green beans. Iceberg lettuce has a crunch. Beans, not so much of a crunch, but they have a crisp texture. Versus tomatoes, it has a wet, like squirting action. Onions, cooked in butter or just cooked in a fry pan with mushrooms, has a saltier taste with it, and it's a softer taste. So you can hit different textures. Even eating clean, just got to learn how to cook it. So, any questions on restrictive approach? It's not restrictive, it's just people aren't as informed as they could be. So you've got to educate and inform those people. Cool, that's it.
That's it.